This is the Owner's Playbook, where we navigate the journey from hard work to high value. I'm Dewey, and if you've built a great business but still feel like it's best kept secret, this show is your roadmap to freedom, impact, and legacy. Today we're talking about one of the most common and costly traps I see business owners fall into, the hub and spoke trap. It's what happens when you are the hub and everything else in your business, your team, your clients, your vendors, connects through you. At first it works. You know every client, every problem, every decision. You feel in control. But over time, the same structure that gave you success becomes the very thing that limits it. Because when everything depends on you, your company can't scale and you can't breathe. If you've ever taken a vacation with your laptop in tow, if you're the first in, last out, and still answering emails at midnight, if you secretly wonder what would happen if you took a real month off, this episode is for you. Here's the truth most owners don't hear often enough. You didn't build a business, you built a dependency. You became the center of everything. Every client relationship flows through you. Every decision needs your approval. Every fire ends up on your desk. You thought you were building freedom, but you accidentally built a cage. Justin Goodbread says it best. You've built a profitable business, but somewhere along the way, you became its prisoner instead of its king. According to the Exit Planning Institute, 73% of business owners work more hours than their employees, yet only 12% ever achieve an exit above a 4-time multiple. That's not because they lack intelligence or effort. It's because they've built a business that needs them for everything. And as Justin's research shows, 89% of business owners measure success by income, not enterprise value. In other words, they've created high-income jobs instead of high-value companies. That's what I call the golden handcuffs, comfortable, shiny, and suffocating. Let's visualize this. Imagine a wheel. You're the hub, the center that connects every spoke. Each spoke represents a function of your business: operations, sales, finance, service, vendors, clients, everything. When you're small, this design works. It's efficient because decisions happen fast, and you control quality. But as the business grows, the wheel starts to wobble. Every new spoke puts more pressure on the hub, on you. Eventually, one of two things happens. Either you burn out or the business breaks down when you try to step away. This model is why so many owners can't sell, scale, or even take a vacation. A buyer looks at that structure and says, if the hub leaves, the wheel collapses. That's why dependence on the owner is one of the biggest killers of business value. And here's the part no one likes to admit. It's not your business's fault. It's your leadership structure. Let's talk about what's really happening beneath the surface. Your business isn't scaling because you're not scaling. You're still the same leader you were at $500,000 in revenue, trying to run a $5 million business with the same skills, same habits, and same structure. That gap between your leadership capacity and your business demands, that's the invisible ceiling keeping you stuck. You can't delegate because no one does it like you do. You can't step back because you don't fully trust your team to make decisions. You can't scale because you're busy managing what already exists instead of designing what's next. And the cost? Stress, missed opportunities, and eventually stagnation. It's what Justin Goodbread calls the freedom formula, the path from operator to architect. Because the brutal truth is this: you are the bottleneck. But the beautiful truth, you are also the solution. The business can't scale until you do. Let's get practical. When everything depends on you, here's what actually happens behind the scenes. Decision fatigue. You make hundreds of small choices every day that could easily be handled by somebody else. Each one drains mental energy. Innovation paralysis. When you're stuck in operations, you can't think strategically. Growth opportunities pass you because you're too busy putting out fires. Cultural bottleneck. Your team learns to wait for permission instead of taking initiative. They're not lazy, they're conditioned. And valuation discount. Buyers see owner dependency as a liability, A business that can't function without its owner isn't an investment. It's a job with overhead. If your business can't run without you, it can't be worth more than you. That's the harsh math of enterprise value. So how do you break free from the hub and spoke trap? You don't start by changing your business model. You start by changing your leadership model. That's the difference between an operator and an architect. Operators fix problems. Architects design systems that prevent them. Operators work in the business. Architects work on the business. It's not about working less. It's about working differently. Ask yourself, if I were designing this business from scratch today, how would I make it run without me? The answer usually starts with structure, documenting how work gets done, delegating decisions instead of tasks, building systems that deliver consistent results whether you're present or not, and most importantly, growing leaders who think like owners. That's what this mini-series is all about, because in part 2, we'll explore the leadership formula, the 10 qualities that transform you from bottleneck to builder. Here's the mindset shift that changed everything for me and for the owners that I work with. Your business will never exceed your leadership capacity. Think about that. Your business won't outgrow you. And if you don't grow, your business can't either. That's why developing yourself is the highest return investment you'll ever make. Because when you scale your leadership, everything else, your people, your profits, your freedom, scales with it. The first step is awareness. The second is humility, recognizing that what got you here won't get you there. And the third is action, committing to the process of becoming the architect of your enterprise, not just its manager. Let's recap your playbook for today. The hub and spoke trap happens when everything depends on you. Dependence limits value and freedom. Your business can't scale until your leadership does. The shift from operator to architect is the foundation of freedom. And that transformation starts with leadership capacity, not more hustle. So here's your challenge this week. Take a blank sheet of paper and draw your business as it is. Every function, every responsibility, every decision point. Now highlight everything that still runs through you. That visual will show you exactly where your growth ceiling is and where your freedom begins. And if you're ready to start closing that gap, let's take the next step together. Schedule your complimentary 21-point business readiness assessment, and we'll uncover your leadership bottlenecks, your scalability score, and your roadmap to freedom. In our next episode, we'll dive into part 2, the leadership formula, the 10 qualities that build 8-figure enterprises and turn owners into leaders worth following. I'm Carol Dewey, and this is the Owner's Playbook, because freedom isn't found in working harder, it's found in leading smarter. You don't escape your business by exiting it, you escape by elevating yourself